Let's get started. It's bar time. Go bar. All right. We are at the right spot. We're all here. You will need a mat, and if you have a pair of dumbbells, you would want those too. If you don't, again, it's really, not gonna, mess up your workout all that much. But if you have them, that's just gonna enhance your workout. So, I'm gonna get on the right page. I am a little sore from my workouts as I am back to my outdoor, where did I put this? Working out, which is fun. I like it, although yesterday I went for a run in the morning and then I went back out after it had rained and I didn't realize that it had dropped like 10 degrees. And so I just threw a sweatshirt on instead of like a shirt, and I put my little Packer hat on because my ears were cold, and I don't know about you, but when my ears get cold, they hurt. So I didn't want that, so I put a hat on. But then as I was working out, I got way too hot in the sweatshirt, so I ended up just working out in like a sports bra and my leggings, but I still had the hat on because my ears were still going to get cold because of the wind. So it was a whole look. It was a whole look. So you can check it out on Instagram. All right, so we're gonna get started. Total body workout today, guys. I have a new move that we're gonna play with. As always, I give you levels. So if level 3 is not in your wheelhouse, stick with level 1 or level 2. You will still get a great workout. So we're gonna start at the back end of our mat, way back here. And we're just going to warm up all the whole body, the total whole body. So reach those arms up. We're going to start with some walkouts. Fold forward. Oh, yeah. Walk those hands out into that plank. Lovely. First plank. And then we'll bend those knees, push those hips back, and walk those hands back. And roll on up. And then reach those arms up for the ceiling. And fold forward. And walk those hands out. And push those hips back, walk those hands, and roll on up. 2 more just like that, starting off nice and slow and easy, or easy-ish. Simple, maybe. Simple, not easy. That's one of my mottos. Simple, yes. Easy, sometimes. I push it back. Some days, not every day. Reach it up, 1 more. We're gonna add on this time. Fold forward, walk those hands out into that plank, and then bring your foot up to the outside of your hand. So you're in a nice, deep runner's lunge. As I'm like, ease into it, ease into it. Woo. I was debating whether or not to teach outside, but it gets dark so early, and I don't exactly know how bright my parents' deck lights are, but you are missing a beautiful sunset, guys. I'll try to take a picture. All right, so from here, we're gonna stay in this lunge, and we're gonna lift our upper body up. So I'm in a nice deep runner's lunge. My back leg is straight right now. However, my front knee is over my heel, right? So I'm not, overstretched or anything. I'm sitting right down there. So in this position, I'm just gonna bend my knee and straighten my knee. We've done some variations of this. 3 and 4. 5 and 6 and 7. Hold that bend, and then we're going to come in and out of is essentially our lunge. So all the way up, whoa, and then all the way back. All the way up, and then all the way back. 3 back, 4, 4 more, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Step all the way back, straighten that knee, place those hands down, sit into that hip, drop that knee, and then pull that knee or foot back, downward facing dog, and walk those hands in. Roll on up. Do that whole sequence on the other side. Reach those arms up to the sky, fold forward, walk those hands out, find that plank. From that plank position, bring your other hand up on the outside of your, that's your foot. Bring your other foot up by the outside of your hand. I know my body parts. Ish. When you've gotten nice and good and comfortable in that position, walk yourself up so you're sitting up nice and tall. Make sure in this position that you're not opening your hips, right? I want those hips square to the front, right? And here we're just bending that back knee. Bend and straighten. Don't worry about it touching the floor or anything like that. Just bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now come all the way up and in. Okay. And all the way back down. All the way up and in. So this kind of lunge, it is maybe slightly bigger than how I usually would cue a lunge. 4 more. Because it's more, in this case, it's going to be work, but it's more about the stretch of it. Last 2. And 1. All the way back down. Straighten that knee. Replace those hands. You can drop that knee just to sit into that hip flexor stretch a little bit more. And then when you're ready, lift that knee. Find that downward facing dog. Maybe walk those heels out for 1 second. And then walk those hands back to those feet. And roll on up. Now, we're going to do that whole sequence 1 more time on each side. Step. Reach those arms up to the sky. Fold forward. And walk it out into that plank. First foot on the outside of those hands. Give yourself just a little bit here to sink into those hips, maybe a little deeper. Oscillate, move around. Find where you're tight. Give that a little extra love. And then when you're ready, walk yourself up. Yeah. And bend that knee and straighten. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Bend, straighten. 4, 3, I don't know if you heard that. That's my dad sneezing. 2, and 1. There's the second one. So we go down, all the way in. Down. I tried to say in and up at the same time, and it came out in. Whatever. In, up, whatever you want to call it. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way up. Shoot that leg all the way back. Straighten that leg, that knee. Come on down. And this time, go right into that downward dog. Walk those hands back. And roll it on up. Reach it up to the sky. And fold forward. Walk those hands out. Find that plank. Second side, second foot to the outside of that hand. Again, push, pull, dip, whatever you gotta do, whatever feels good. Walk yourself up. And bend that knee. Bend and extend. Bend and extend. Bend and extend. Bend and extend. 4, 3, 2, 1. Down all the way up. And always one side. But this doesn't want to do it. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way up. Last time down. Replace those hands. Find that downward facing dog. And bring those knees down. Rest in child's pose. Come on up. And you should be nice and warm. At least I am. Perfect. So, we're going to go into our abs since we're already down on the mat. I usually try to do all the standing stuff and then all the floor stuff, but I mixed it up a little bit today. So, grab one of your weights if you have it handy. If you don't have a weight handy, you can grab, a can of soup. You can grab a jug of milk or water. You cannot do anything. Heck, you can hold a box of tissues, right? If you want to, right? So we're going to find our seated position. Sitting up nice and tall. This weight is going to push up overhead 8 times. 2, 3. Now, if you can't sit all the way up, say your hamstrings and your hip flexors are super tight, and you can't sit all the way up in this position, you can relax your legs a little bit, open them out during this part so that you can sit up on those sits bones. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you can straighten them out for this next part. Hold that weight up overhead. The weight is going to punch to the ceiling the whole time. So I tuck that pelvis and I roll down through my spine, allowing my shoulders to adjust to keep that weight pointing towards the ceiling. It's not going overhead. It's pointing up towards the ceiling. Inhale here, exhale, roll up. Again, that weight is pulling me to the ceiling. Now, if you do have a pair of 5s or 3s or 1s or whatever, and they're feeling a little light, you can try 1 in each hand. That's also an option. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold them all the way up. and slow, 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 roll down. So first, tuck that pelvis. Keep those weights pointing to the ceiling without shrugging those shoulders to those ears, right? You want to keep them away from those ears all the way down. Inhale here. Exhale, same speed, super slow. Roll on up. I kind of like to think that I'm pushing the weights into the ceiling, right? And then last set. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know why I said it like that. 4, 7, and 8. Hold them up, one roll up. Tuck that pelvis, slow, slow, slow. All the way down. Inhale here, exhale, roll all the way up. Lovely. Bring those weights chest level. If you have 2 and you're going to continue to use 2, just push them together, right? If you have 1, hold it on the outside of the weight. If you have none, fists can go together, fingers face away. If you're holding the tissue box, chest level, right? Wherever you're at, you're holding that chest level. So tuck that pelvis so you come down half-ish way, right? If you want to go a little bit lighter, right? If it's a little too much, you can come up a little bit. If you want to challenge, you can sink a little bit, right? So from here, we're going to rotate rib to opposite hip, rib to opposite hip. So the weights visually are going just to the outside of my hips. That's what I can see when I look down at my weights. So I'm not reaching for the floor. I'm not, wrenching out my spine. It's slow and controlled, as if I was doing like crunches on the floor, where we cross over. Hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. 2, 1, come center, pulse it down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, bring those knees in and bring those weights out. So here, and again, you can do any of the options I mentioned earlier. I'm going to bring those weights up, bring one knee in, push them up, other knee in, push them up, bring it in, push them up, bring it in. I'm alternating my knees. My arms are going together. Now, if they're getting heavy, you can also do opposition. 1 down. I can't do that. 2, there we go. I had to think about it. Usually doesn't happen to me. I'm good with opposition. I have to think about when I do same side stuff. You can do that, or you can go 2 at a time, or you can put your weights down. That's fine. You've got some options. We've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here. We're going to work those arms. We're working that core. We got the things going more. Here we go. Punch it out. Cross, 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 cross. So I'm extending what is essentially a punch. Maybe we got to get some aggression out. Who knows? Not going to say anything. But you're extending that punch across your body. Let's go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Butterfly those legs. Roll to sit up tall, and then fold over. Give yourself a little break, because we're going to do that all again. I like butterfly in between flexing ab exercises, because it just releases those hip flexors a little bit. You could also, if they're getting super tight, do like a little bridge just to release those hip flexors before we go in to the next round. So not including the roll-ups, just starting from our twisties, cross-lateral movement. Twisties is technical terms. Maybe? Even here, if it's more comfortable to release those legs out, go for it, right? As long as you're getting the most work you can get for your core, I'm happy. And you're not hurting yourself. No pain. So, sit up nice and tall to start, and then you tuck that pelvis, and depending on, again, the range in which you're working, you can maybe sink a little bit deeper into that movement. Big inhale, exhale, rib to opposite hip, rib to opposite hip. I always hesitate on these to use the word twist, because I get a lot of people that try to like wrench their spine and get all the way to the floor. That's not the goal. And arguably, that's going to work groups of muscles and ligaments that we don't really want to work right now. Let's go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those knees in, excuse me. Bring those knees in. Weights come up. One knee at a time. Lifts up. And 2. In. And in. In. I like this move. It's great. But it always makes me think of Shaun T. You guys have ever done, what was his? His wasn't Insanity. That was the other one. No, wait, it was Insanity. Yeah, his was Insanity. And he did these in his ab one. Let's go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a breath. And we cross the body. I did Insanity my first year out of college, so that must have been like 2012. And I was living with my one sister and her husband and their brand new baby. It was her first baby, my niece Stella, and it was a learning experience for all of us. But my brother-in-law Bill and I were doing Insanity together, and we would put Della in one of her bouncers. Let's go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up, butterfly those legs, stretch it over. We would put her in the bouncer in between, and there's those moves where you go like shuffle to the side. And so I would shuffle over and tickle her, and then I'd shuffle away, but Bill would be shuffling over, so he would tickle her. It was adorable. All right, so take a break, get some water if you need it, and make your way up to standing. Absolutely adorable. And actually, I think some of you might have met her. That little girl is now 8, and I think she did the bar class with us. She was like, can I work out? I was like, sure, if you want to. It was adorable. So for this one, you're just going to need one of your weights. Just one. So, yeah, cool. Okay, so we're going to find that, I'm going to face this way. We're going to find that split squat stance. Now, you want to be fairly long. I actually prefer to find this by simply going down into my half kneeling position, because I want to be about 90 degrees in both of my knees, right? I want my front foot right underneath that knee. It can't be too far out, and it can't be too close to me, right? Because again, we're going to work different muscle groups if it is. And this back foot has got to be in line with that knee, right? So, whoa. And then I come up, and that's my split squat stance. Now, the level 3 move that we're going to be playing with is called a jerk. I know, fitting. But we're going to start off with some level 1, and then move up to level 2, and then move up to level 3. So let's just do our level 1. So your arm can be down, resting, and we're just going in and out of that split squat. So I bend that knee, and then I come right back up. Bend that knee, come right back up. Bend that knee, come right back up. Bend that knee, right back up. Let's go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to hold in this position, and I've got some curls for the girls. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'm going to bring this foot in. So I've got that little kickstand that we played with last time. I'm going to turn my fingers to face my knee. I'm going to go from this way, and I'm going to raise it up laterally. 2, that's 2, 3, not above my shoulder. I'm not going way up here, just to level my shoulder. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Come back into that lunge position or split squat position. So you can stay at level 1, just moving up and down. Level 2, we're going to move this front foot forward and back, which is essentially a forward lunge. So I'm going to go down. I'm going to push off to 2 feet. I'm going to go down. I'm going to push off to 2 feet. Sit and back. Now here, you could also have chosen reverse lunges, though we already did some of those in our warm-up. So I figured we'd go forward here. 2 more. Last one. Then come down and hold. And we're back at those curls. Curl. 2, 3, 4. There, I did it again. 4, 7, whatever, 8. Come up. Find that kickstand. But I'm still kind of bent in this knee. I'm sitting into this front leg. Bend that elbow. Fingers face your thigh. Lift it up. 2. Do not hyperextend your elbow in this position. I have a slight bend, like I'm about to give somebody a hug. 4, I like my hugs. 3, 2, 1. Lovely. So, you can be at level 1, the up and down split squat, just like that. You can go to level 2, forward and back, or you can step to the middle of your mat, bring that weight up to your shoulder, and we're going to jump out into that position, just like that, and then step back in, jump, and then step back in. Or you can jump out and jump in, jump out, jump in. 3, 2, 1. Go out into that hold and curl. 1, and then out, right? 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Come up to that kickstand. Stay digging into that front leg. Lateral raises. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You think I'm done? I'm not. So we're going to add the last part to an actual jerk, which is an overhead press. But we're going to add it to all of our levels. So if you're at level 1, you're going down and you're pushing that weight up. Going down, pushing that weight up. If you're at level 2, you're going down, you're pushing that weight up. You're going down, you're pushing that weight up. If you're on level 3, you're going out and up at the same time. We go out, we come in. You can also go out and step in, right? Out, step in. Out, step in. 4, 4 more. 5, 6, 7, and 8 together. Go out in that position. Last set of curls on this side. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit into that front leg. Lateral raises. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a break. Don't know if you noticed. Maybe you did. We did all 4 rounds on one side. So, we've got to switch sides. Sorry. Not really. So, catch your breath. We're going to go to the other side. So we're going to start all with level 1. No arm, just up and down. Oh, do we have a... Oh, I noticed. I can't get anything past you guys. I thought it was a question. That's funny. All right, so find that split squat. Let's all take a collective breath. Big inhale. I'm on the wrong foot. See, the breath is important. I knew I had the right hand, but I didn't know I had the wrong foot. Okay, so here we go. Sitting down and coming back up. Down and lift. 2. That's 4. See, I can't even count now. 5. Oh well. 6. Some other number. And 8. Come down. 8 curls. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. I'm still laughing at that. I think that was Kelsey. 2 and 1. Come all the way up. Find that kickstand. Sit into that standing leg. And it's a little bit of a bent elbow. Maybe I'll go from the diagonal. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. So, level 2. Again, you can stay at level 1 for all 4 rounds. Totally fine. Here we go. Go down, come back to 2 feet. Go down, back to 2 feet. Down, back to 2 feet. Down, back to 2 feet. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. I should call this Olympic lifting bar. Find that hold. 8 curls. If any of you see Andrew, tell him you did jerks in Kim's bar class, and he'll be like, really? He is an Olympic lifter, and his lifts are great. And 8. Come up, sit into that front leg, lateral lifts. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. I'm going to do level 3, 4 of the stepping in and 4 of the jumping in, just so you know what I'm doing. Pick your level. We're going to hold the weight up like this on our shoulder. Go for level 1. If you're at level 1, go for level 2. Try level 3. Maybe you only get 1. That's fine. It doesn't matter. It still works. Here we go. Jump out, step in. Jump out, step in. 3 and 4. 4 more. I'm going to try to jump in. 4, jump in. 3, 2, and 1. Go out. I almost did. And curl. 2. This is 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Bring that foot in. Sit into that standing leg. Lift it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got one more round, guys. One more round. So, whatever level you choose, you're going to add that overhead. Level 1, overhead at the top. Level 2, overhead when you step together. Level 3, whether you're doing the step in or the jump in, the up goes with the out. So, get yourself set. Here we go. Out and in. Out and in. Out and in. Out. 4 more. That's all you got. 4, 3, 2, 1. Last set. Step out. Curl it out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come in, but still sit on that front leg. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're not ready for that one yet. Grab some water. I'm sweating. Okay. So, come on down. I told you I kind of put these out of order just to be fun. Up and then down, and up and then down. Basically, I'm having you do a whole burpee. I'm not, I'm kidding. So, find those hands underneath those shoulders. Find those knees underneath those hips. Step one leg back into your plank. Step the other leg back. And widen those feet. Inhale, bend those knees, push those hips back. Exhale, find that plank. Inhale, push back. Exhale, find that plank. Inhale, 3. Inhale, 4. 4 more. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Drop those knees, push back into child's pose. Just a break. 1 second. Long enough for you to take one big inhale and one big exhale. And then push yourself forward. Now we're going to add on. So step one foot back into your plank. Step the other foot back, widen those feet. Inhale, push back. Exhale, push forward. Drop those knees. Do a push-up. Lift those knees. Inhale, push back. Exhale, plank. Inhale, drop those knees. And exhale, push back up. Lift up into that plank. Push back. Find your plank. Knees down. Push up. Knees up. Let's go. 4. Knees down. Push up. 3. Knees down. Push up. 2. I got a little ahead of myself there. Push up. And 1. Plank. Knees. Push up and then push right back into child's pose. Again, just long enough for you to take a big inhale and a big exhale and mentally prepare yourself for one more round. You can stick with just the push back and plank if you want. You can skip that and just do 8 push-ups, or you can join me in doing both. So, one leg back, the other leg back. Make sure those feet are nice and wide. Inhale, push back. Exhale, plank. Drop those knees. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift. Push back. Plank. Down. And lift. Push back. Plank. down, and lift. Push back, plank, down, and lift. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, last one. Push, plank, lower, lift, child's pose. Oh. Beautiful. Stay in child's pose and just snake one arm underneath the other, also known as thread the needle. And switch. Should feel nice and good on those shoulders. Coming up, find those hands right underneath those shoulders, knees underneath those hips. Give yourself a few cat-cows. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Go on your own breath. Tuck those toes under, push back into your downward facing dog. Walk those heels out. Ooh. Stretch out those hamstrings, stretch out those calves. Walk those feet to your hands and hang over. Let your hands relax. Just hang over those legs. If you can, interlace those fingers behind your back and just allow your hands to fall over your head. You could also use a towel just to hold on to if you can't interlace your fingers. Release those arms. Place one hand down in between your feet. So my feet are a little wide and my hand is a little bit ahead of them but centered. And then I'm going to reach the opposite arm up to the ceiling. You can shift your hips. Don't be afraid to shift your hips. Feels like a really good stretch on that hip, maybe even on that knee joint, just because you have to shift it back, but then it's also a T-spine rotation. Snake that arm down and switch. If you can, look up towards that hand, but if that bothers your neck, look down at your other hand or out to the side. Wherever your head feels better, do that one. And snake down, bend those knees, and straighten those knees. Bend those knees, and straighten. 2 more, bend, and straighten. Last one, bend, and straighten. Bend those knees just a little bit, and slowly roll up the spine. 1 vertebra at a time. Stacking, stacking, until you're all the way up. Big inhale, and exhale. Woofda. I am sweaty, guys. Whew. But we made it. We did make it. Thank you so much for joining me.